Julian, thanks for joining us as always. Firstly, what do you make of this? Is this good for people's well-being, or is it just a bit of a dodgy excuse just to get Christmas shopping done?
I must say that you're tempted to say, yeah, why should they have that time off? But then that's probably because we're not getting it ourselves. And I think there has been a move over the last decade for employers to be more focused on the bottom line and not really looking at welfare of staff. Because if you treat the people who work for you well, then they generally work harder for you. And I see more and more people coming in who are suffering from stress related to the amount of pressure they face at work. And so maybe something small like this to actually take that pressure off is a good idea.
And we've seen this also in Kent. We've seen the introduction of 4-day weeks. Is this something that employers are now taking more seriously, do you think?
Well, I think so. I remember as a child being told that by now we'd have very little work to do at all. We could actually relax most of the time, do a couple of hours a week and so on. And yet actually people are working longer than they used to do. And we need to get a better balance in the UK between work and between the ability to actually have that rest and relaxation that keeps you well, whether it's physical or mental. We can't keep going on saying people need to do more exercise and take breaks and so on if we won't let them do that.
And you said you've had patients coming in with stress-related illnesses. How much is this a problem, do you think, in the county?
Well, there's a real mix. We have some employers who are brilliant with their staff. They support them if they have, for example, a mental illness or a physical illness. Others who seem to think somehow it's being disloyal to the company to take any time off, even if you've broken a leg and you can't actually make it in. And, you know, the former need to be encouraged, the latter need to be re-educated themselves to say that actually if you don't support your staff, you won't get the best from them.
And elsewhere today's news has come out that patients in Kent could soon have to go without the prescription of silk clothing, which can help things such as eczema. What do you make of that news?
Well, there's a series of things they've announced that potentially we won't prescribe anymore. One of those is silk clothing. I think some people are going to be very unhappy with this because they feel that it's the only thing that keeps their children's eczema down. And likewise, we're not going to be prescribing things like bath additives and shower emollients, which again helps keep the skin soft and moisturise it. So I think there may be unhappiness there, but it really reflects the fact the NHS is desperately trying to stay within budget, and they're looking very hard at anything that hasn't got very hard proof it's value for money.
And on the silk clothing, very quickly, they said that that really doesn't make too much of a difference to eczema. What are your experiences with that?
Well, my experience is that I've seen the odd child where it's made a big difference. It reduces the amount they scratch, and there is a scratch-itch cycle that happens with eczema, which makes the situation worse. So I think there needs to be a bit of flexibility, but it's not a universal panacea, and it is very expensive.
Julian, as always, thank you very much indeed.